Oh, hey, welcome back, Shop Rats. Today, here in the shop, we're doing a bunch of miscellaneous things. And as always, the theme here at My Car Shop is to just spend the day together here in the shop doing whatever it is that needs to be done for the day. If you're looking around, you can see we've done a lot of things, so we have a bunch of updates to give you. But let's watch the show intro. It only takes 5 seconds. You get a little picture of who we are, and we'll be right back. I'm Mike.
This is My Cars Shop.
I've actually had a webinar that I've been doing all weekend. It's the kind of thing that you do at your own pace, but I've needed to do it. I've been putting it off since spring. And the beautiful thing about it is it's something really you listen to more than you watch. And so I've been able to put that playing through my sound system here in the shop and work on a whole bunch of things. So first, let's give you the updates on everything we've accomplished. And yes, we still have some more things to do, but I thought you'd be interested to see the progress that we've made here in the last week. Still working on getting things organized out here, but I thought I'd start right from coming in the front door. And for those of you that have been here, you'll know that the door always sticks, but not anymore. We got that fixed. And as you come in the door, don't forget to turn the compressor on. I won't right now because, it's pumped down, but we have our polishing station and our metal area. The sheet metal brake is on casters. This is our universal tool mounting system for our polisher, our bead roller, and our shrinker stretcher, which is also there. Becky's chair there when she wants to come out and pull up a chair and encourage me with what I'm doing. We are on hold on the truck right now from life issues. I've got to get my TV mounted up on the wall. I'll explain that in a minute. We have our welding station, Tig and Meg here, and our little welding station for anything we need to do on the bench. We got everything straightened up there now. I need to still work on organizing the metal. I got the area around the press all straightened up, and I'm going to put this actually on its own stand at one point, and it will probably, well, it'll either be right here at the end of that bench, or most likely it's going to be over there. I'm still designing that. So for now, my torch is over there. And we move over here then into the machining area. That's part of the reason I thought the press would be good here, is because I think it works in conjunction with the machining area. So, our drill press, our lathe. I was inspecting a cam the other day, and this is the cam for the Golden Mullet. I'm not sure it's going to be big enough for that 426. So I'm working on that. I want to double check the specs on that cam because I've got conflicting information. So we'll come to that another time. Oh yeah, we've got a package to order. Little tool area. Most of this is tooling for the drill press and the lathe. The drilling stuff, I think I'm going to put a shelf on the wall so I can put all my drill bits and all the other related things by the drill press. I think that makes the most sense there. And we go back here now. We got a lot of organization. I picked up a cabinet on side of the road quite a while ago. You've seen it in videos. It's been kicking around. So we've got some organization there with like soldering stuff and glue and battery chargers and all kind of miscellaneous containers of fasteners. I also moved my charging station for my screw gun up here. And the engine building area now is much more organized as well. So got all this cleaned up back in here so I can get at my 4-speed now for the Challenger, which has been back here this whole time, and the 340 for the Duster that we're going to be working on soon. The valve grinding station's all cleaned up. Still need to figure out how I'm going to mount my sound system there, but I got all the tools organized here for the basic hand tools, standard tools that we use. So it's been a lot of progress, that's for sure. Still working back here. You saw a video a while ago where we had organized a bunch of stuff when Chris was here. We blew open a wall, as I said. Extra duster hood. All my engines now are on stands or in on roll around carts. Extra cylinder heads, all that stuff. So we're getting organization. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the seats for the Challenger. I don't want them upstairs because the animals will destroy them. For now, I stuck them here because I think they'll be all right. Oh, and the Challenger doors are back there. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you've seen this or not, but here's the exhaust for the Golden Mullet, 4-inch. That and the pipe for my turnouts is there. So that's big, 4-inch exhaust that'll be on that 426. with the acquisition of the trailer, we now have a little extra storage space. So my goal is to try to leave this bay open as much as possible to be able to pull things in and out and do quick projects. Scoops will be back in the back room for the winter. The 74 Sassy Swinger will be under the tent. The 47 and the 69 Charger are over in the other building. And of course, the Golden Mullet is going to be sitting out because we want that car to deteriorate a lot more. So things I haven't done yet that I'm going to be doing yet. I still have, I think I've gotten through 4 of my sessions on the webinar, and I have 10 so far, and I get a new one every week, and I think there's 20 total or something. So I'm not filming as much content, but I wanted you to see there's been a lot happening. Now I have areas like, I'm not going to show you, but over around the Forsyth Duster that we need to work on. So that'll be on the agenda for either later this week or next week. But today I got a couple things I want to do. I've been looking at the Challenger and seeing the one fender, and it's troubling to me that the other one isn't there. So I want to bring that down. That's one of those visual encouragement things. Obviously, they're not on there permanently, but I do need to start looking at that fender and seeing what's going to need to be done. We're not in the deep project fabrication season because it's nice weather right now, and we're focusing more on driver cars like Scoops, particularly, but also the 47 Ford, which you haven't seen anything on. But that doesn't mean that mentally I'm not working on that. I still like to have that car on the road yet this year, but we'll see. We just came out of weeks and weeks and weeks of filming for the movie that's coming soon on the Golden Mullet, so watch for that. That's a full length feature, so you're not going to want to miss that. That's going to be really, really awesome. And maybe we'll insert the movie trailer right here. It's been a while since I looked at this fender, so I'm not real red. I don't remember real well what it was like. Um, huh. Didn't realize we had emblems there. Look up and see what that's supposed to be. Anyway, this fender is pounded really bad here, but it's actually not rusted. So we can fix this a couple of different ways, and I'll bring you over here in a second and show you. But it's got a really bad pump in here. Now, unlike that fender, which is hit in the front, this one is, then that was full of Bondo, if you remember that episode. This one's not. So this fender is actually in better shape until you get back down in here. And remember, if you've been around the channel for a while, we have another set of fenders that my neighbor gave me off of his Challenger, and they're going to be good for parts. Now, I don't know if the bottom of that other fender is any good or not. My guess is it's not, so we'll probably fabricate it, but we've got a job of work to do to get this fixed. I don't know if we're going to hammer and dolly this or if we're going to boy, that's in there a good 2 inches. So we'll look at it. So again, the channel is about spending the day, and part of what I spend a lot of time doing, and I don't always share this, is I get things like this out on the car that I'm working on, even though I'm not working on it right now, so that I can spend some time looking at it and cogitating and coming up with a plan on what needs to happen next. So at some point, maybe today, I'm not sure, we'll pull the lights out. Um, we'll pull that piece of trim off. We'll look at it and evaluate whether or not this piece of trim can be fixed. We have the one from the other side. This one's in pretty good shape, I think. Yep, that's definitely usable. I don't have any for the back quarter, so I'll have to order that. But this piece of trim, as mangled as it looks, as long as it's all there, and it looks like it is, that can probably be fixed and turn out pretty respectable. I've definitely fixed worse trim than that. So that would be a fun challenge. And it's in good shape all the way up to here. So that might be fun. So here's our dent I was talking about. You can see if you look down it, the camera's not doing it justice, but it's got, you know, it's pretty mangled in there. So other than that, the fender's not bad. We'll get it stripped down and find out what we're really dealing with. But I'm not thinking there's any mud in this one like there was in the other one. And then again, here's that trim. That could be fun to try. See, we got another little Katinko there, but we'll see. You know, this stuff is not cheap for these cars. So if I can make it work, I will. And, you know, we're kind of mangled down here. I'm sure that's as much from the junkyard as anything. And we'll get that all straightened out. Something else we mentioned was we had packages. I ordered this for the machine shop and came in yesterday, I think it was. So let's open this up, show you what we got. It's a little box. It's a black and white box. It's a generic box. So what we have here, get this opened up. I'll show you. I've looked at this for a while and I waffled back and forth on what to get and did some research, and I thought, you know, Mike, just get after it and get something ordered. We had done an episode sometime in August, it aired, about polishing things like cams and cranks, but I didn't have the proper abrasives. So I was on the jungle thing and looking around and reading and all kind of stuff, and I came across this 5-pack of different abrasives that used for both woodworking and metalworking, and I thought, let's give it a try. And it's 150 grit, 240, 320, 400, 600. Now to really polish, you're going to be up in this area here, and you could even go to 1,000, which I don't have. But for most of what I do, I think this is going to work pretty good. It's just about cleaning up parts. It's not about getting things to a mirror finish and stuff like that. But let's get this, fed out the way it's supposed to be. And I said fed out, not fed up. Well, there we go. That was a bigger job than it had any right to be, but we got it. So now we can pull out the lengths that we want, nip them off. This one, the roll is a little bigger because of the heavy grit, and so it doesn't roll as easy. But yeah, if I had that to do over again, I would do it differently, but I overthought it. So there you go. But it's going to work. So let's go find a place over by the lathe now to put that in a place that makes sense. The other thing I want to do is get some tape and just stiffen the box up just a little bit. It's a little floppy, you know. I don't want to attach it permanently because if I want to take it somewhere else to use it, but I can just reach up here now, make sure that, my concern is the lathe is going to be spinning and I'm going to be hanging over it. So I have to be careful about that, but at least I can reach up here now and pull out whatever I want and go from there. So that works good. Little progress, little things, little details, a little bite, because little bites matter. I forgot to pick up a pan to go in here, so I'm going to take a dimension on that real quick and determine what size pan I need. But I thought I would see how some of this paper is working real quick. Um, we'll just pick a spot here. This one's pretty bad, and just hit it up a little bit and see what it does. It's going to work nice. Just for clarification, this is an old 340 stock cam out of a 73 340 that came with a 340 that I just got here not too long ago. So this is a fun little piece to experiment with. I would never use this in a really good build, but if I had a 318 that needed a cam, this would be an awesome candidate for it. I mean, I literally just hit that for as long as you saw, and it cleaned up already better than the other ones that I did last time. So I'm going to go back and hit a couple of these. I was using 320. If I was going to go further with it, I would polish it up a little bit more with the 400 and the 600, and maybe we'll do one like that as well. Again, it's just having a little fun, seeing how stuff works. Gone back and touched these up with that 320. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit it with 400, using a little PV blaster for lube. I use Aerocoil for breaking stuff loose, but as far as general lubricant, I like this PV blaster. Um, just seems like it does a good job, but any old lubricant would work. Let's go ahead and take her to 600 now and see what it does. That looks amazing. Cam lobes turned out pretty good, I think, but the journals, the bearing journals, turned out phenomenal. So yeah, this is a good viable option. I'm really glad I ordered that stuff. So again, this is nothing important, but look at the difference between this and this. Get you zoomed right in. You can see how nice that looks. Lobe has still got some pitting in it, but I wouldn't be afraid to run that at all. It's not going to last 200,000 miles probably, but look at what we had here from this cam just sitting around. So we definitely would be salvaging this cam and using it depending on the context. So I've actually got a 292 Mopar cam upstairs for a small block, and I'm going to look at it and see exactly what kind of shape it's in. I think it's in a lot better shape than this, so I might be able to just clean that one up to use for my next 340 build. Not that 340. I think that's got a 284, 484 Mopar Performance cam in it. But the one that I'm going to build for my GTS, the GTS has a 292 502, I think it is, cam in it, and I think I'm going to keep that cam in it for the next build for the 340 that I'm going to do for that. And that's down the road a ways, but I can pull the cam out, obviously, that's in the car, but I have another one on the shelf, is my point. Well, what's next? I need to think about that. It's lunchtime, so I'm going to grab some lunch. I've got a few other things to do outside of here, and I also have a webinar to get back to today, so I'll be working on cleaning up that area over there as well. So let me go grab some lunch and make a game plan here, and we'll be right back. It'll be quick. It'll probably be about, wow, that was crazy. Went to go for lunch, ended up with a phone call, had to go to town. Stuff happened is what I'm saying, and my phone never stopped ringing, and so it's several hours later now when I'm back. But I had some time, and I did stop at a couple places. I went to Goodwill and I went to the Restore and picked up some stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, let me show you I did stop at the auto parts also when I picked up a set of clearance sale 6-point metric sockets, which they were $12, and I needed a new socket rail. And socket rails, when I looked at them, were 10 to 15, up to 20, and at least that I could find. And I thought, I bet I could go to the auto parts and they might hit. So I got a whole set of sockets that I don't need. I'll throw in my spare drawer, but I have a socket rail because I was short one for my impact sockets. So anyway, $12. That's separate. So the first thing, I went into Goodwill, and I've been looking for one of these for a while for the shop, and they had 4 of them, and I picked the one that I liked the best. So now you may not know what that's for, but it's super important, and I have a spot here that I can hang it. And it goes right there. So let me put it in action and show you what it's for. So this special tool, if you don't know what it's for, and I think every shop probably needs one of these in some place, is what you do is you take this and you put it in front of your major air leak. I've been looking for one of those forever, and I got that one for $3. So that's going to save some major heat this winter. Notice that my camera battery's dying, so yay. But yeah, so I went to Goodwill and I found these for the shop. So different various pans for different various things, particularly for the lathe. And then I said I went to Goodwill and I found 2 more. And these were $4 a piece, and these were $1 a piece. So that was cool. And I've got one more bag laying over there. Let me go grab that. I had only gone to the Restore specifically to look for pans, but I do like to do a walkthrough once in a while and see what else they have. And this time they have something that I wasn't planning on buying, and I really couldn't afford it, but I couldn't pass it there. And it's not directly related to the shop, but they had a 19-volt DeWalt circular saw. It needs a nut over here to adjust the thingamabob, but let's see if it works. I don't know. Oops. I don't know if it has any power, but it spins. It was only $10 with no battery, but you know what?
All this winning is just too good. It's just.
Oh, we got the pans here by the lathe, and I don't know where we're going to put them. Maybe down there, maybe down there. I don't know. We'll figure that out. And I got one bigger one, the biggest one. And so that's going to work really nice to have various pans to just, help keep some of the lathe gravy from dripping all over everything. As is typical, I didn't get everything done that I wanted to do. Just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. I've got a bunch of painting I want to get done in the shop at some point here, and just other stuff. But I'll get back in my groove soon. But I thought, hey, you know what? It's an odd day, but let's spend another day together in the shop just doing some of what I do. And got a lot more cleaning to do, so we'll get you updated on that as well. But I really appreciate you being here and spending the day. And I better get after my webinar before it's too late in the day. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And don't forget, it's important. Rock!